everybody, welcome back to the Jayda InStitches show and Happy New Year! We hope you had a safe and happy holiday season and that you're looking forward to a bright and cheerful 2018 just as much as we are. My husband and I spent some of our winter vacation reorganizing the craft room. We had thought we would start off this year with a video introducing you all to the stash, since a lot of you have asked to see my yarn collection. But in gathering all the yarn together, we realized just how much I've managed to accumulate in the 20+ years that I've been knitting and crocheting, and decided on the spot that we needed some new structural, organizational, and storage decisions for the craft room. So today's video is going to be a craft room tour, an introduction to my yarn collection, and stay tuned to the end of this video for a special 2018 challenge that I'm issuing myself and any one of you who has collected a lot of yarn. First, let's talk craft rooms. If you don't have a craft room or a craft space or a little craft nook or even a craft closet, or you do and you need some reorganization strategies of your own, hopefully this little travel tour today will give you some ideas to either improve the space that you have or create a completely new one. We all need a little escape from the world and a nice, quiet, fun little place to be inspired and do something creative. The first thing we did, and some of you may be already introduced to, are these cute little shelving units that my husband and I built last year. They're simple pine, and we didn't do anything really fancy with them, but we wanted to make a bunch that are modular, so they can move around, they're not all stuck together, and this gives us the opportunity to stack them, restack them, change where we have them located in the room, and they're firm and sturdy. They can sit on top of each other, and as you've seen probably in a lot of our other videos, I like to put things in them that inspire me, things that I've made, stuff I think is pretty, little things that I've collected over the years. I also like to change up the decor in them depending on the season. But it's one of my favorite places to pack in brand new skeins of yarn, especially brightly colored ones. This is one of the first things that I love to look at when I come into my craft space. One of the things that I've accumulated a lot of is crochet thread. Now I don't buy much of this, but one of the things people have a lot of on hand, especially if they have older members of the family who've been crocheting for a while, tends to be crochet thread. And when they find out that you crochet, they often say, "Oh, here!" and they give you all of these little skeins of crochet thread. So I haven't had to buy much, but I do have a lot. I don't have this extremely well organized, but I do like to stack them in these little zipper bags that you often get pillows or duvets in. Those are really handy because they're clear so you can see what you have. They keep the dust off, they keep the smell out, and they're a nice tidy way to stack your little skeins of crochet thread. It also keeps them from unraveling and getting all tangled up. After making those cute little pine shelving units, we had a little bit of wood left over. So my husband made me this really cute little narrow shelving unit that we wedged in between these other two units here on the set. This is great because I get to display all of my Caron cakes and my Bernat pops. They're narrower, so they fit in the small little space, but they're so pretty, and part of the packaging of these self-striping yarns is that you get to see all of the colors in a single skein. If I have them in my face, I know which ones I have. I don't go out and buy more by accident. And they're so bright and cheerful, they really inspire me when I take a look at this part of the craft room. Moving down this cute little shelving unit, I have some other brand new skeins of yarn that I haven't gotten into yet. So because they're still nice and firm, I have them sort of tucked in a nice monochromatic collection. And this little bucket over here is full of a bunch of smaller yarns than I normally get. Now this was a gift. All of these cute little yarns are sort of a size 3. They're a lighter weight yarn. I tend to buy a lot of medium weight, but these little ones are great for knitting or for finer crocheted articles. And I love these colors, and the person who gave them to me knows how much I love bright colors in yarn. So I keep all of these together on purpose. 1, they're the same size, and 2, all of the colors together are just delicious. It's like a bouquet of flowers. And 3, it was a gift, and I love being reminded of the day that I got that. So I keep it out in my face, and that provides me inspiration too. There's a couple storage solutions in this corner. First of all, we decided we should have all of my yarn in one place so I know what I have. I also love color, as a lot of you know, so I figured I would put all of my orange and yellow and pink out on display where I could see it. This is cheerful and bright, and since we're in the middle of winter, this is a good bunch of color to have in my face. This is a fun little shelving unit that we picked up at Walmart. My husband put together a whole bunch of these for me, and we've wedged these in around the craft room as well. They're really handy. They're a simple shelf, and you can stack your yarn or your books or whatever else you might have lying around onto them, and you can see what you have. It's a narrow little shelf, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of room, and it's waist height, so I really like these. I also like the way all my yarn looks against that plain colored wood. But all of my yellow and orange and pink yarn is not all the same size. I have a lot of tiny little leftover bits and pieces, especially of pink. And since I don't want to necessarily throw it away or keep it in a bag with the rest of my tiny scraps, I like to separate my smaller scraps by color. So I took a whole bunch of my pink ones and put them in this mason jar. This is a really neat repurpose of something I had lying around the house. And this isn't the only jar I have. I also have this one here. It's a huge jar, it's really pretty, and I love the way it looks all stuffed full of a certain monochromatic color scheme. In this case, this is a lot of the red that I have. I don't have a lot of red yarn, and going through the stash and making this video helped me realize that. So I have to be careful this year, if I'm out buying yarn at all, to make sure I know which colors I have a lot of and which ones I don't need any more of. Another storage solution you might want to consider are crates and baskets. This is especially if you don't have a whole lot of yarn, or the yarn you do have is really pretty and you really want to show it off. I've got two different sized crates here. Again, these were picked up at Walmart, and because it's the deep of winter and it's really cold out, I went and I found a lot of my chunky weight yarn, and I stuffed that up into these two crates where I could see it. Chances are I'm going to do a lot of chunky weight yarn projects here in the January and February time of the year. So if I know which thick yarns I have and they're right in my face, I don't have to go looking for them later. So I like having them on display. I think they look pretty neat. And of course there's baskets too. This is a simple little basket. I think my mother-in-law gave it to me, and I've put some of the bright pink and orange cheerful untouched skeins that I have in it. Some laying one way and some laying the other way because I like the way that looks. Again, bright colors, inspiration, makes me happy. And another cute little thing. This is an antique pitcher that my grandmother gave me. I've repurposed it because I don't typically use it on the table very much to hold all of my extra crochet hooks and some of my pencils. So if you've got extra crochet hooks or pencils or knitting needles, a neat way to repurpose something around your house, especially an old mug or a pitcher or a vase that you don't use very often, you might want to consider using that as a way to display all of your hooks and needles. It keeps them tidy in one place, and you can see what you've got at just a glance. Okay, so we've shown you some modular shelving, some prefabricated shelving, some crate and basket kinds of storage, even some repurposed bottles, mason jars, and mugs and pitchers. And you're probably thinking, those are all really nice, and those are cute for a space, and you have a lot of yarn. And you're right, I do have a lot of yarn, but I haven't shown you the closet yet. This is where most of the yarn in this craft room is going to live this year. I have decided to keep all of my major big skeins, which I like to buy a lot of, in one place, and lucky for me, this room has a big cupboard, so I've used up all of the cupboard space to store the rest of the yarn. We have several different storage solutions in here, so I'm going to take you through them one by one. First of all, my husband was good enough to try and put in as many shelves as he could for me. He built me another one of those little shelves we picked up at Walmart, which was great. It fit in here. Again, I like that shelf because it's not very wide, so it does fit into a closet rather neatly, and it's not tall, so it's not going to interrupt any of the other shelving you may already have in there. Secondly, he put in another shelf underneath the one that was originally here for hanging clothes, so I could stuff in more of my gigantic balls of yarn. And we've also got these nifty little hanging wire baskets that we were able to slide onto that shelving unit to store some of the smaller skeins. We have another shelf tucked into the corner because it's a bit of an oddly shaped cupboard. And this one, I believe my father-in-law built, and my husband got his hands on it and repurposed it here in the closet. And I've stuffed all of the blue yarn that I have, a lot of the purple, and some of the nicer, some finished skeins, some untouched skeins, some rewound skeins. I've put all of those balls in there. That's that for the storage of these shelves. Oh, except for this little one I've got tucked into the corner. The secondhand stores are a great place sometimes to find little shelving units. That's one I found at a secondhand store. It's so cute, and it's designed to hang on a wall, but it fits in very neatly on top of this other little shelf I have. And we had it just sort of sitting around doing nothing in the basement. So again, another great way to repurpose something, and it holds a bunch more of the bigger balls of yarn that I have and some of the smaller ones. I've got 2 more baskets in this cupboard as well. I have a really nice wicker laundry basket with a fabric insert that I picked up a while ago, and I don't use it as a laundry basket. I use it as a yarn basket. Now, this is not full of yarn, just the big ones are sitting on top. This is actually full of fabric, my other obsession. But the balls sit up on top of it very nicely, and again, because this is a shorter shelf, it gives me lots of space to slip that basket in and stuff the skeins in on top of it. The other one I have is this plastic laundry basket that I picked up, I think, at a dollar store. It wasn't very expensive. It's rubber and wiggly, so I like this. I have a few of them actually in bright colors. A, I like the bright colors because they make me smile, and B, they're lightweight and easy to tote around. I have this one full of all of my white yarn. So all of the leftover white yarn, some solid skeins that I have, that's all in here. You've probably noticed that I've tried in some cases to group like colors together. I've got my greens on one shelf, I've got browns and grays on another. You saw the pink and the green, or pink, yellow, and orange earlier. And then all of the sort of the odd ones I have all sort of scattered around based on size or the type of yarn. And that's the 2 baskets. Originally, I kept all of my yarn in big rubber bins, like these ones. They're great, so if you don't have a huge yarn collection yet, or it's growing, this is still a really good solution, especially if you want to stack them in a cupboard, or tuck them into an attic or a basement, or even in the corner under a table if you don't have a whole lot of space. You can get them in any size, shape, color. I like to label them if they're not see-through like these ones are, and I did. I had all of my totes labeled with the kind of color of yarn that was in them because I typically stored my yarn by color. But since I've reorganized and now I can see all my yarn, I know that this is a bin full of nothing but cotton yarn. I've separated it because I like to keep my cotton for specific projects, typically things I make around the kitchen, anything that might come into heat contact. So all of my cotton yarn is in here, and all of my variegated yarn. So I do have some untouched, pretty variegated skeins around the room, like you saw earlier with the Caron cakes and the Bernade pops. But I have most of my variegated yarn in this bin down here. I love it. It is so pretty. I'm a sucker for it. Every time I'm in a store, I will pick up a new combination of colors in one ball, but I don't often find a lot of projects for them, so I keep them all together, and if I do have a reason to go diving into the variegated yarn pile, I can pull out this bin, whip off the lid, and it's all in one place. In addition to all the yarn you saw, I also have embroidery and paints and beads and just about every other possible kind of craft supply you can imagine because I have been creative my whole life. So there's a lot more in smaller totes and smaller baskets and smaller bins all over the place in the craft room here, but not quite as interesting as all the pretty yarn. If you are reorganizing your craft space or you're just creating a whole new one, I hope you found some handy tips and tricks in our craft room tour this year to help get you started. And now, the challenge. You've all seen how much yarn I have, so this year I am challenging myself to use up what I have. Every project I design, I embark on, I get into, I am going to consult my own yarn storage first before I go off to the craft store and pick up something new. Now that's not to say that if I'm halfway through a project or I'm starting into one and I know I'm going to need 1 or 2 extra balls of the same color that I can't go out and get them, but I am going to do everything I can in my power to use up what I have here before I go and buy more. So I am going to challenge all of you who want to do this challenge along with me to go get your stash of craft supplies, whatever they are, pull it all out into the daylight and find a pretty and inspired, organized storage strategy to keep it all out on display and in your face. And this year you can use it up along with me. And that's it. Thanks so much for coming along on this craft room tour with us, and we will see you here really soon on the Jayda InStitches show. Until then, stay safe, stay crafty, stay organized, and we'll see you soon. Bye everybody!